Hey guys, welcome back to the Kingdom of Dale and Erebor. It's been a while since we've been back to Lonely Mountain, but with the release of the third Hobbit film, I figured, why not return to the mountain? What better time was there to come back and try and complete the Dwarven Fortress that we started building so long ago? And as we sweep inside the main room, you can see that glowing lava and just so much stone brick in this underground catacombs and home of the Dwarven race. The Hobbit 3 was such a great movie, I loved seeing it, and so I feel spurred and inspired to come back and complete the treasure room from the city of Erebor. Now, if you remember from the movies, they walk down to the treasure room from stairs up above, and the whole room is really like a giant ramp, with one big door at the bottom that leads out of it, but for the most part, the whole room is just one big sea of gold. So I connected up as many walkways as I could, really, to the pillars. And once I had a few in place, I came back to this first walkway that I'd built between the first two pillars, and I started on a design that I would be able to mirror and copy and paste across to the rest of the walkways along the treasure chamber. Now at first I used the marble, as you can see me doing here, but it looked too bright, so I changed it to stone brick. But I didn't want nothing but stone brick, so I added these fence posts along the sides as well to give it a bit of differentiation. Then adding those step blocks on the stairs all the way to the entrance of the room. And now I was happy with mostly what I'd done with this section of the walkway. I copy and pasted it to the other walkways around the room. And it took a little bit of jostling and jimmying. At parts I had to rotate and modify the design a little bit, especially at the T sections between the walkways, to make them all fit and connect properly. But overall, copy and pasting saved me a lot of time here. Now again, coming down to the bottom of the room. And now I wanted the bottom section of the room to be slightly raised off the ground. And I wanted it to be like a sea of gold underneath it. So I built this raised walkway section, this raised bottom platform, and started to build a huge door that would lead out of the treasure room at the bottom. And to achieve this, I used stone brick, some logs, and then I covered the back of what would be the door in wood, put some wooden logs along the bottom, and then filled in the layer in front of the wood with fence posts. And this gives you a cool crosshatch door effect that has a bit of depth to it and doesn't look too flat. And now again I added another raised platform down there, leading towards the camera. And now near the door I wanted a small section of pillars and a raised platform. So I designed one pillar, copied that design at the other corner of the platform, and then once I was happy, and it took me a long time to get happy, at times I didn't think that it was in the middle, but once I was truly happy with the design, I finished it off, chiseled it up, and then raised the roof. And then I copied the pillar that I have in the middle there, all the way underneath the platform to give it a kind of column effect right next to the door. Now there's these stairs overhang along the side, and that looked a bit dirty, so I added pillars underneath those. Now with most of the structure complete, it was time to paint in the gold. And I literally do mean paint the gold in. I used a World Edit brush to put down loads and loads. These are actually spheres. These are actually balls of gold placed on top of each other in a pattern that makes it look like the whole room leans upwards with all that gold stacked all the way to the roof. It looks pretty cool. And I used actual gold blocks. Unfortunately, there's no gold coins in the texture pack or in Minecraft. So I had to make do with golden blocks, but I'm really happy with the effect I achieved with them. And then again, using the sphere tool, stacked up this gold all the way up against the walls of this room. Now at the moment those walls are covered in torches, but that won't be true for the rest of the build. I'm going to remove those torches and add some more natural lighting to really bring out the gold. Because when you watch the movie, this is a very, very dark room. The only thing that really glows are the braziers, the dragon of course when he breathes his fire, and the gold itself. Now I put some glowstone blocks around, scattered inside the gold to add to that sheen. But you can see me here now, removing the torches from the sides of the room. And I'm really happy with the effect it leaves me with. With the torches at the side of the room gone, the room looks a whole lot bigger, because you don't see the borders and the edges of the room. So there's a lot of myth to how big the room could be. Now there's one thing I needed to add to this gold pile, and that's of course its slumbering guest. And if you can guess what this is, that's right, it's a dragon's eye. I used coal blocks for the black scaly skin of Smaug the Terrible. And I used glowstone blocks for his eyes and painted over with some red stained glass to give it a red glow. And now, of course, Smaug is pretty huge, and it's not just his eye that's showing. So around the room I added these black blocks of coal that are there to represent his tail, which sprawls all the way around the goal and weaves in and out of it. And the spiky bit of his tail leans out at the bottom there. Now also, I wanted more natural lighting in here. The glowstone blocks looked cool, but I also wanted to add some flame braziers. So that's what you can see me here designing here now. And that's us pretty much done. It's time to swoop inside and take a look at the treasure room of Erebor. Now you might remember a few friends from the treasure room. That's right. Oh yeah, look at these guys. There's a few dwarves that have come to inspect the treasure inside there. Now, do you recognize one of them? I think I do. And you can see there, the dragon's eye with the green stained glass block in the middle. Oh, and what's this? It looks like a hobbit has found the Arkenstone. But you better be careful, because you don't want to wake up what slumbers deep down inside this goal. That's right, it's the terrible Smaug. Now that's one more chamber pretty much done for Erebor, and that's where I think I'm going to call it for my Erebor build. Hit like and favorite and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys next time for some more big builds. Take care.